Okay, just do a quick little audio test here, make sure everything's up and running. Okay, sounds like we're rocking and rolling on the live stream here. Make sure I get enough on the phone here. Okay, got this all set up. Cool. Welcome to How to Draw the Storyboard, How to Draw the Storyboard Full Shot. This is part of our Mastering the Basics series of storyboarding. Right now we've been focusing on the individual camera shots right now and how you can use these into your storyboards. If you'd like to check out my website, you can find it at www.paulangeli.com. And I got to get this thing updated a little bit, but you can see some of my work up there on my portfolio site. And if you'd like to get in touch with me, whether it be for a particular project or just get in touch, you can reach me at mr.paul.angeli@gmail.com. Like I said, you get my website there, www.paulangeli.com. And also I have my Instagram account that I update frequently, usually multiple times during the day. And you can reach out there or here on the YouTube channel or on LinkedIn. Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody's wonderful and having a great day. Thanks for joining me, whether you're here on the live stream or you're catching me on the replay. I hope you all had a fantastic holiday. Time with your family and friends, over here, and just had some time to be together. I had the day off yesterday, so I was able to be with the family and enjoy the Christmas holiday. But again, I appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you for joining me live here tonight. If we haven't met before, my name is Paul Angeli. I am a live action storyboard artist, and I created this YouTube channel. I think now we're almost at month 3 right now, and well over 500 subscribers in the last 3 months. A lot of people are watching the channel. I created this channel to be a sort of a resource. It's sort of my journey and my processes when I come tackle storyboarding, visual storytelling projects, and that would be either for live action, for feature animation, corporate videos, visual storytelling, whether it be comics and that type of stuff also. But here we're about storytelling and the principles of what we're doing in storyboarding, and how can you tell an effective story using your visual elements. Here, let me put that up real quick too. This is sort of our what we've been doing the last several months now. And, on Tuesdays, we have Storyboarding, Mastering the Basics. That's what we have tonight. So we go over the basics, the fundamentals of storyboarding. And, we've done, live streams. There's well over 30 plus live streams right now with a variety of content for you good folks out there and friends to enjoy. The Storyboarding, Mastering the Basics series is pretty much, your foundation. It's your tutorials. It is your how-to guide to storyboarding. There's so much stuff on there. Right now we're breaking down individual shots. We've had shot lists before, camera angles, camera movement. We've gone from how to break down a shooting script up into the animatics. How do you get all that stuff going on for you? Thursdays we do the sketching after hours, because I think it's super important for good folks out there to put the reps in. Just like a bodybuilder, you as an artist need to be putting in the reps and filling up that sketchbook. I also call it pencil mileage. I think it's super important to put that pencil mileage in and keep practicing each and every day, whether if you're sketching in a small sketchbook, a big sketchbook. Just take the time, sketch as much as you can. It doesn't have to be fantastic drawings. I know certain people out there have wonderful sketchbooks. I mean, it is almost an illustration in each of the sketchbook pages. But right now, you want to practice your fundamentals, and if it's a not so hot drawing, just get out there and draw. This is muscle memory, and it is the and also the foundation of just good artwork and creating good artwork. So take the time. Join me on Thursdays for that sketching after hours. And then on Saturdays we have our storyboard jam sessions. Just having fun with these jam sessions. Last week we worked. We're inspired by the movie 1988 movie Die Hard, starring Bruce Willis and Alan Rickman. Directed by John McTiernan. Just fantastic film. I know a few of you have caught the movie as we were watching. We were doing the live stream as well. Great stuff. So yippee-ki-yay. Good stuff. Anyways, those are the 3 live streams I've been doing each and every week for the past 3 months right now. And so if you're just joining for the first time and hanging out with us, please go back, watch these replays. A lot of great content out there. Some of the work I do digitally, I do most of the work digitally, and then a lot of some of the work I'm doing traditionally, just with pens and markers and stuff to get an idea of what we're doing. So tonight we're going to be focusing on the full frame, which is an important frame in our filmography, in our film language of what we're doing as storyboard artists. We'll do a real quick recap, and then we'll go into the full shot. Let me check the chat real quick, see who's joining us today to say hello, and welcome everybody to the live stream. So, Nivek Martin, hey, how you doing? Great for you to join. Thank you so much. I got some new folks over here, so very cool stuff. And Nick gave me some blessings. Thank you so much. Appreciate you joining. I hope you get some value out of the replays of the content here on this storyboarding YouTube channel, and appreciate you joining in. Nice to meet you and welcome. And Nivek, where are you from? Drop it in the chat. I always try to stop every once in a while, check out the chat, and have some conversation. If questions do come up, please drop them in the chat. And when I get a second, I'll take a break, and it gives me a chance to drink my sparkly water over here and answer those questions. And then I got HMT. Hey, how you doing? Have a nice day. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a great day too. It is. I'm over here on the East Coast, so it's about 6 minutes till midnight. It's sort of my quiet time right now to just sort of hang out and hang out with you friends and draw and sort of go over these fun fundamentals with you. HMT, where are you from? Just curious. Drop it in the chat. If there's anybody else joining in, please drop your name in the chat. Say hello, and I'm going to get going over here. So over the course of the last several weeks, we've been sort of breaking down the camera shots and how are you going to work on those shots. We're going to sort of do a quick little recap. I'm going to go over here in my Photoshop file, and let's go ahead and create some line work here. Let me get this here. We'll create our picture box. Create a few of these. Get this rocking and rolling here. Get a few of these down and sort of go over these real quick, and then we'll add some more. So let me drop these down a little bit so we can put some notes underneath it. Quick little save, so we got it in there. Cool. Okay, so the first shot we talked about. Okay, so Nivek said, USA, doing my own storyboard for my animated FMV film. Cool. Well, that's great stuff. I hope this helps you put together your storyboards. Check out that here on the if you go to my playlist, Nivek, if you go back to the ones that were going how to break down the shooting script into your shot list, and then how to do your thumbnails, that might help you out and give you some great insight for your film to help yourself out and get that going. Okay, so just to recap real quick, we talked about last several weeks Let me get a different color here so it pops for us. We first talked about the establishing shot. And with the establishing shot, it's gonna do a few quick things and just a bullet point. What we have going on with the establishing shot, it does is it shows you the environment that we're in. And that could be geography. It could be night or day. It also provides scale. You know, the mood. And usually we see the establishing shot opening a film or opening up a scene, okay? So, or a scene that we have. And then also, too, you could use it for transitions. For example, I always talk about rom-coms, and you know, say the young lady is in the big city, she's in New York, and she's going to go out to the country. You know, she's going to go off to the countryside of New York, or head over to you know, Ohio or somewhere else in the country, a little bit more rural. And usually you see the scene, you know, you have a picture of the city, and then she's going across the bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge, or wherever she's going, you know, coming and going into the forest or whatever type of thing. So you see the car driving, and that's usually an establishing shot. This, you know, for the establishing shot, you know, you can also be talking about scale and those type of things. So let's just draw a quick example real quick of an establishing shot. And then we'll go into our next shot and catch back up with a full shot. Okay, so we have our establishing shot. Say, and you have something like Blade Runner 2049. You got the Lord of the Rings. You're trying to develop, whole environments and worlds, and you do this by an establishing shot. If you go into Villeneuve's the Blade Runner 2049, and you go into the intro sequence when you're going into the film for the first time, you will see a bunch of sort of high-tech, I wouldn't say hydroponic, but high-tech, farming fields. What would the future look like in farming? And it's bringing the characters' craft, one of the Blade Runners into frame, and so you sort of see the scale of this massive farmscape that's all futuristic, and then you have the little vehicle traveling going through there. And there's if you're watching the film of Blade Runner 2049, it's going from shot to shot to shot to shot to invite you as the audience to get immersed into this world, and it's sort of setting up what is the rules of this universe. And the same thing goes with the Lord of the Rings, and you have to get into that environment, and and you see all the fantastic, landscapes, and it sort of builds you up into that environment. So if I'm doing something like that, let's just sort of get this down a little bit, just to recap real quick so we can go forward. So if I have some sort of, landscape, it's going to be and what we call it, it's usually a wide shot or extreme wide shot, which sets up these environments for you. Let's just sort of go in here, some sort of land mass here, and maybe it's back in here we have some sort of things like that. Maybe there's a castle, Mordor, where the castle is with that Sauron with the eyes, and that's back here, and And in terms of what we're thinking here, we'll add some light black and white textures in here real quick. In terms of what we're doing, let's say this swirl on thing. Now we're just sort of establishing the environment here. So the establishing shot is just sort of setting up the environment. What are the rules of this environment? What's going on? And if it's something truly like that all glowing eye or whatever it is. We're just setting up that environment. That sets up that establishing shot. Appreciate everybody joining in and hanging out tonight. You sort of get the idea of what the establishing shot does now. And if we're talking like scale, you know, obviously we need to have something in the foreground here, and maybe we have our hobbits or something like that in the foreground, and you know, just we have our characters here. And you can sort of see what the scale is of this particular yeah, this is, yeah, I just read, so we're just doing an example of something like this, if this is Lord of the Rings or something like that. But that's what our establishing shot would be exactly what we were just talking about, and having some fun with this. Okay, so the next shot we talked about, so again, the establishing shot, where we're setting up the environment, where's the geography, night, day, what's the scale between possibly the characters and the scale with that, what's the mood, it's usually the opening to the film or a sequence to get you set in, and then you dive deeper and deeper into those shots, or it could be transitions and those type of things also. So another shot we talked about was the master shot. We talked about this last week, and let's move this over here. and that would be the master shot. The master shot is setting up the objects or the characters, the environment. And it's sort of, you build that we call a ghost image. So you sort of set up this shot, and a lot of films, they'll do the whole scene, or within this one shot, and then they'll cut in and do different shots, whether it be a cowboy shot, close up, medium shot, full shot, and they'll get coverage with these other shots, but the main sequence is going to be the master shot. We also last week talked about it. Take a look at that, what we talked about last week too, in the Mastering the Basics series for the master shot, because we also talked about the moving master, which is quite popular with a lot of directors. Each director, when they first started making films, they would just set up the camera, they do the whole scene, and that was pretty much the master shot. And as technologies and how the art form evolved, we started, getting more coverage. Maybe we can show more emotion with a close-up, or we want to see more dynamic action fight scene with a full shot to see the whole bodies and movement. And you would edit, once editing came into play, you would edit those other shots into your master shot, and you could go back and forth. And a lot of filmmakers try to continue with the master shot, so they can sort of keep the whole vision of the sequence, and then you can cut away from it, but you always have the master. And it depends on the productions and what you're working on, if you're going to move that camera all around, because you got to remember, all those coverage shots cost money. You have to reposition lighting, you have to reposition camera, you got to do all these different things for each of those shots. So and that's all budgeted into the film itself. So there's a lot of opportunities there, but we were talking about also is the moving master shot, and a director like Steven Spielberg is getting multiple coverage or multiple shots without cuts in those shots. So if you think of something like, I think I mentioned it last week, was the Raiders of the Lost Ark. You had Indy and Sala going to go show the Staff of Ra medallion to a local to get it transcribed, and the camera starts at the door frame, and through the material of the door frame you see somebody preparing some snacks, some dates and things like that. You see the villain come into shot in the same shot without cuts, pour some poison over all the dates, and then you carry on, and Steven's moving the camera around with a conversation with Sala and Indy, and then to find out when Indy goes to eat the date, throws it up in the air, and Sala grabs it and says bad date, and they look down, and there's the monkey that the henchman had, and it already passed away because it ate the poison date. So you think of something like that, or you think of a film like films of Robert Zemeckis. Robert does a lot of different moving master shots to tell a lot of story, and it's almost like a dance when you're putting these types of shots together, and the camera's moving around. Another Martin Scorsese, in Goodfellas, you're going up into the opening sequence of the club with all the gangsters, and Joe Pesci's character, and Ray Liotta's coming in, and you have one nice shot. They did the same thing in your animated features. I think they did at the beginning of Ratatouille, and where you're going into the environment, and it's one long master shot, establishing the dining area, the kitchen, and what's going on within that film. So that's called a moving master. But what we're talking about is you have a locked off camera shot. You are starting the sequence, the scene at beginning to end. Actors, and there's a lot of things that go into that master shot too, because you think about all the extra coverage, and if you have something super dramatic going on, and you have your actors, you know, crying or showing a lot of emotion, and they get tired too. And the more takes you have to take, and the setting up each of the shots, can you hold that that emotion as an actor? And so sometimes that master shot is done, and then they'll do a one-off. Hey, can you redo that scene again? It's hard to get that vibe and that essence of that moment. These are pro skilled, talented actors, and you know, I know they can produce it again, but sometimes you might have had it in that shot. So if it's done in that master shot, then you can go back and then do some one-offs. If I wanted a you know, extreme close-up or a close-up and the tears dropping, the whole 9 yards, there's a bunch of different ways you can do that. But that master shot, at the end of the day, is you're setting up for the audience what's going on. Where is everybody in the shot? You know, if I'm looking at something like the Avengers and they're having a big team meeting in the Avenger Tower or whatever, I want to know where all the players are. And then as I do a two-shot of, you know, Thor and Hulk talking or something else, you know, I know where sort of everybody is because I set it up in a master shot. So to give an example of that real quick, as we're doing a recap here, and hopefully that makes sense. Any questions? Just drop it in there. Just take a look at the chat real quick. My buddy Tornado T joining in. Hey Tornado T, how you doing? I hope you had a great holiday. Thanks for joining in for tonight. We're talking about the full shot. We're just doing a quick little recap, and then we'll get going. We got Nivek and we got HMT in here right now, and Tornado. Hey, I hope everything is going well. Let me take a sip of my drink, and we'll keep going here. Okay. So something with that master shot here, let's draw that up real quick, of what we're doing. So if we had some sort of shot here, and had one character here talking, and maybe another character maybe they're over here on the phone. Just sitting here on the phone, and another character is here. Maybe he's playing the guitar or something. Some chair. Somebody else is here. Whatever he's doing. You get all these different characters, and you're just establishing the different shots. So if I move the camera around, we'll see all these different characters. So for example, if let's just make them a certain color. So if this guy's the green man, this guy's Mr. Blue, Mr. Yellow, got Mr. Purple, now you sort of have the idea of where all these characters are in that master shot. So if we do a two up shot, we know where everybody is. Let's throw that here. And we sort of have the idea of each of these characters, and we know where they are in relationship to each other in those shots. And that's how we would put those shots together. So that'd be the master shot. So it's sort of like you have your in the master shot too. Maybe there might be a little bit of background in that as well. Might be a wide shot too. that. And then maybe there's some sort of you can have some of the environment. In here too, just real quick as we're throwing down some colors to show the definition of this. In terms of what we're doing. And that sort of establishes the shot and the master shot. So let's go back in there, put some notes in there. Sometimes that master shot, like we were saying, might be sometimes filmed beginning to end. Relations, objects, or characters. In relation to each other. Or environment. Okay. And ghost image. Tells audience where everybody is and what's going on. Going on. Pushes the story. Say forward. Okay? And that's what that shot does. Cool. So we got some good stuff there. Got some good examples. Like that there. Okay. Do that. That's nice to know quick. Let's grab these frames right here. Okay, let's turn all this on. Okay. Let's grab this and let's work on that full shot now. Leave a little space here. So the next shot we're going to be talking about, what tonight's live stream is about the full shot. Okay, so tonight we're going to be talking about the full shot. And the full shot is going to be, our picture frame. That's what this is, our picture box or picture frame. It's going to be the character from top ahead to feet. I think you can see, we talk about gesture, and this is where the physical acting, martial arts, comedy, you want to see, you get to see character in action for all their glory. All their glory. So we want to see that character. You can have a little bit of environment. We want to see gesture, body language. And that could be either of a person. If you're doing, I think Nivek was doing animation. Maybe there's a character. It would be from head to toe that character, whatever that object was. Whether it be something like the brave little toaster, to Ratatouille the rat, or Mr. Incredible, Woody or Buzz. You'd see them from head to toe and see them in all their glory in terms of the character themselves. And what I mean by that, these would be the shots that you'd start off with your establishing shot or a series of establishing shots. You'd set up that master shot, and then maybe one of the characters that we saw in there, we want to focus on that one character. Maybe we're looking at what are they wearing, what is their hairstyle, what is it, what is their attitude? Are they angry? Are they sad? Are they, what are they doing, to make them memorable? And that's where you need to have that. Maybe it's a fight sequence, and the two characters are showing down. It's Agent Smith and Neo from the Matrix, both paralleled up. See the full body shot, and they're going up against each other. I'll give you an example of something like that in terms of what we're talking about. So if I'm going to go and we're over here, I have my character of Neo. He's right here. He's got the shades on. He's got the hair. He's got the coat. In the Matrix series, we're going to want to see a full body shot. He's going up against Agent Smith. you're going to want to see that full body from head to toe. And let's move that over a little bit. As they're heading off, you know, in terms of, and all we're trying to do is show the body language, and that's what we would work on. So we have the top of the head of Nia, top of the head of Agent Smith, her feet, and that's what we're wanting to see here in that full shot. This is what we want to see, those characters from head to toe, and that's what make that's what we make the full shot. Okay, so we got some basics there of what the full shot would be. Another full shot is let's talk about. Get this shot going on here. Okay, so if we're talking something like this, and we have our character here. I'm thinking of Clint Eastwood right now, A Man with No Name. We're talking about that full shot with Clint Eastwood. In terms of, and just real quick too, we were talking about this before. We were talking about the some composition and stuff like the rule of thirds. Let me throw that in here too. It's funny. And all we're talking about with the rule of thirds is the screen is divided into 3 sections. A little off there, but we get the idea. And this is just like basic composition. You'll see these guidelines on like your DSLR camera. And so what you'll do is you can have your character focused right there. So if I have this, let's drop that down a little bit. So if I have more of that character, there, that would be a full shot of that character from head to toe in terms of what they're doing. See, check out HMT. I'm an animator and confused about the choice of full shot and medium shot. Medium shot, there's a few different shots here. Quickly, the full shot is, I'm going to see that character from head to toe. HMT. A full shot, that would be my full shot. A medium shot, you're going, you have the cowboy shot, which is coming around the gun. We're sort of talking about westerns here. So real quick, let's just draw a little version of this. And your cowboy shot would be that you'd see the top of the head, and it would go to where the gun holster was. Okay, where my gun belt is. So if my gun belt's about right here, got my gun. Say I have my character here. Let's try that again. See how the cowboy shot here. I want to see about right here where the gun holster, the gun belt would be, and like gun smoke, stuff like that. And then and the next shot from there is a little bit higher, and that would be your medium shot. And that medium shot would be sort of like from the waist, the hips a little bit, or that medium shot would be something like this. I was talking Iron Man or something. Yeah. That'd be your medium shot. This would be your cowboy shot, so back over here. Hope this helps you out. And that's the difference, Tornado T and HMT. So this would be the cowboy shot. See holster. To top of head. So as we're looking at it, we get the top of the head, the waist, the full shot, which is right here. We would see the whole character on that. And in a lot of films too, what's interesting as we're talking about all these film notes is that most of the time, even though that the character doesn't always have to be dead center in the shot, you could have the character over here, have the character over there, you know what I mean? But most of the time in a lot of films, you'll see that character always in the middle of the shot, you know, whether it be James Bond or whatever the hero is, Iron Man or whoever it is, the Hulk, John Wick, whoever, they tend to be in that center shot most of the time. And you think about Pulp Fiction, and John Travolta is dancing with Uma Thurman, and when you're looking at like that type of shot, in terms of they're in that cool club where he takes Travolta's character takes out Mia Wallace to the club, and and then John does his little dance there with her, you know, as Vincent Vega. You know, you're sitting there going, you know, that's a full shot. He's dancing with her. Forgot what he was wearing. And then we're in the center of the shot. It's a full shot. I guess it was the dance floor, so you could see them. All the characters are, I don't have a reference here, but you sort of got the idea. In the middle of the shot. Something like that. And all the characters. Let's sit in the club. And he breathes. It's that type of shot, that full shot. Usually you see a lot of dance films and things like that with big choreography. You have the big dance sequences in there and stuff, having fun with that. So I had to take a drink real quick. So if you guys are enjoying yourselves, you know, we're having fun with these live sessions. Please take the time, and I really appreciate if you'd subscribe to the channel. I put these live streams on, right now we're currently doing it 3 times a week. I've been having a lot of fun with this, teaching some, had a lot of folks come back to me a few months ago. They found out I used to be an instructor, a college instructor, and they said, hey, you should start teaching storyboarding, Paul, and sharing, you know, your knowledge and stuff like that as a storyboard artist. So I created this YouTube channel to be a resource for you friends out there. We have a lot of tutorials and how-tos in this particular channel, and I encourage you to subscribe. You know, if you're interested into visual storytelling, it sounds like a lot of you guys are in animation. I did a lot of animation myself. Both is 2D and the beginnings of 3D when 3D first came out. Something I'm getting back into again is the 3D animation aspect, but for me, I started off as a cellular traditional 2D animator, working on a lot of you know, media games and things like that when I first got it started. So it's great to see so many different animation folks joining in, and as I do more of these, right now I'm particularly focused in live action, but I'd be happy to break down and go back into doing some stuff if it's for a series, like a television type series or streaming series or feature animation. There's some differences. A lot of these fantastic cartoons that I see coming out, whether it be that latest rendition of the, I think it's 2 renditions ago, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Some of those, animatics are so good, they're just ready to go. Pretty much they're fully animated already. And moving cameras and things like that, just absolutely gorgeous animatics for that particular series, you know. Film is a little bit different on feature than it is because there's more time behind it than some of these, you know, serialized or streaming shows, whether it be on Netflix or whatever, you know, platform they're on. You got to be pretty much exact on model, moving the characters, almost legit as an animator. So there's a lot to do there. Cool. So hey, no problem, HMT. Thanks. See you in another live stream. Cool. I appreciate you joining in, and catch the rest of this particular live stream on the replay. And I really appreciate you joining in. Really cool stuff. Let me see. I'm going to just quick check the chat here. Is there any other questions that people are shooting out? And I'll go back into drawing some more. Now that we've talked a lot about did the recap of the establishing shot, the master shot. We're talking about the full shot today. I'm going to do some more drawings of different full shots. And then we also talked about sort of that medium shot, and then also cowboy shot. I was going to break those down later and do more westerns and stuff like that. a little bit more drawn out boards rather than the sort of our rudimentary sketch notes here. So, but good stuff. If you're having a good time, again, give this particular live stream a like. I invite you to check out more of this content on my channel, and if you have the opportunity and this is creating great value for you, please subscribe so you don't miss the next live stream. We're going to be live streaming again. Just to go over that stuff real quick, we're going to be live streaming again on Thursday, which we'll be doing our sketching after hours session. So pull out your sketchbooks and let's jam and hang out and get some reps in with our drawings. And then on Saturdays is our storyboard jam session. These are our last 3 sessions for 2023. It's just been an awesome joy hanging out with you good friends out there, and I've been having a lot of fun with these live streams and being able to share. I've been going strong. I've been trying to be really consistent for you good folks out there, so you can always see a new, either to catch it on the replay for those that can't catch the time, or for those of you that are catching me live. Just awesome. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. So let's continue on drawing real quick. Let me check something real quick, and then we're gonna get going. Yeah, I can't believe 2023 is almost at a close. Absolutely crazy. This year went by so fast, friends. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's draw some more. I'm gonna sort of open this up. Okay. Bring that back down. Cool, see how that looks. Turn that back off. Cool, okay, there we go. Okay, let's draw some more here. And so sometimes, I don't draw in the bounding box. Sometimes I just draw, and then I'll format my character in terms of what I'm doing. If I'm we were talking about different ways to draw, in the full shot. I've been showing some stuff here where I'll just be drawing the character here. I'll usually use just use my lines and sort of sketch it out of where my character is and what they're doing and sort of that pose. In terms of what I'm doing here. However, sometimes I'll draw like that and just sort of sketch it out. Thinner lines if I need to, if I just quickly thinking out stuff and how I'm doing. Other times I'll go and I'll use the silhouette more or less, where I'll just block it in. So if I'm just drawing character. I'll just block it in. And then show you some cheats I do there. Say I'm drawing this character here. And then I'll drop down the opacity of it. And then come back in. And draw that character. Yeah. And then if I'm doing that full shot with this particular character, I can just grab him and shrink him down. You can sort of get the idea of that full shot with that character, having fun with that. Another, I'll draw one more picture here. Cool. Any questions out there? Just check in the chat real quick. See how you're doing. Any questions out there? I'll take a sip of my drink here. Everybody doing all right? Okay. Another thing we were talking about too with the full shot was sometimes we have a major action scene, and we need to see a little bit of the action going on in that particular scene. So one of the things I'm thinking is, let's say our character is here and they're running. For dear life, and it's a military scene. Let's see here. Let's see, that's here. And let's see behind this character. There's an explosion. And then full shot. In terms of what they're doing. Maybe we're working on a World War II movie or some sort of battle scene. Show that real quick. Just having some fun with this, just doing a battle scene shot of a full shot here. We got some sort of explosion in the back. One thing I've suggested to people too is when I'm drawing, draw your own style. Draw these things. Use this as a reference in terms, and then sort of draw it in your style. Come up with your own work with these ideas. In terms of what you're doing here. So you do that texture here. Just having fun with it. So again, that's the full shot. We've drawn a bunch of different examples of this particular shot. We talked about the full shot tonight. The full shot is when we're looking at our picture box. Let me make sure I get that picture box in there. There we go. Is that we see the character from top of their head to the bottom of their feet in terms of what we're doing. That's what a full shot is. We want to see the character, like I said here in the notes here. We want to see the character from the top of the head to their feet. We want to see the character in action or in all their glory. Maybe it's Cinderella. We're seeing the beautiful dress, or we see all the gear on the soldier, whatever it might be. So we want to see the character in action or in all their glory. You know, you see a little bit of the environment. Maybe there's a little bit of the background that's around them. In the full shot, you know, we want to see, you know, the gesture and the body language of the acting of that character. Are they doing a physical comedy bit? Are they doing a martial art sequence or something like that? We'd want to see all that stuff in that full shot. A lot of you good friends ask what's the difference between a full shot and a medium shot. The medium shot is going from the waist to the top of the head on that medium shot. Cowboy shot, a little bit different, where we want to see we sort of go from that gun holster to the top of the head. The cowboy shot was created because of all westerns, and there are other films in there that whenever you're drawing a weapon or have a weapon, you're going to use that cowboy shot. There's other films or dramatic films that use that what we're talking about with that particular cowboy shot. Like I said right here, down here on the bottom left, you know, the cowboy shot, I want to see that holster. You know, I want to see Sheriff Dillon. I want to see John Wayne. I want to see the character with the holster right there. We're talking about also the rule of thirds up here on the top with our Clint Eastwood character. We want to see that character from the top of their head to the bottom of their feet. We were asking what the difference between the full shot and the medium shot. Medium shot is going to be from the waist up. So here's a sort of generic picture of Iron Man, and that's what we're sort of looking at right there in that particular shot. You know, a couple other notes that we had here is that if we're doing a figure here, we can have, you know, two figures together. We can have a figure on either that rule of thirds, you know, in that one center line there on the right or on the left. But what's interesting is most of the time you'll see that full shot dead center. And it's not just a Wes Anderson type of film, you know, in terms of what you're doing, but you'll see that most of the time the characters will always be centered within that full shot. Now, you were talking about Quentin Tarantino and Pulp Fiction. You had John Travolta and Uma Thurman dancing in that sort of restaurant club scene, and you sort of see them in the center shot in terms of what we're doing. So that is the full shot. Here's some quick examples. We gave some different drawing styles on how to do it. When I'm doing rough storyboards, I keep it really sketchy. I want to push the story along, and I want to keep it really sketchy. And then I'll go from this to a rendition of a rough, and then to my final piece of artwork. Right now I'm just trying to teach the basics of what we're trying to do here in terms of the full shot. I hope tonight you learned a lot, and you know, that you had some fun with it. Let me check the notes real quick, or the chat, just to see if there's anything else. Tornado Team, seems like they're always centered in the full shot. I like how you can play around with it though. So true, Tornado T. Definitely, you can move that shot around. It doesn't need to be, these are, you know, there's no steadfast rules. And like we talked about at the beginning of filmmaking, when filmmaking first began, where they would do the master shot, and you'd start the sequence from beginning to end, and everything happened in the same shot as the master shot. And today we have all these different shots for coverage that we can cut into, whether it be the close-up, whether it be the full body shot for the full shot, the medium shot, cowboy shot, the Dutch angle. whichever way it might go. But it's up to you as the creator, as the board artist, as the filmmaker, to do all different things. So many different ways to do these different boards, but that's what the art of what we do. But you have to know the fundamentals first of filmmaking. You need to know your film language. You need to know what the shots are. You need to know how the camera moves, so you can show that in your storyboards. Or if you're a feature animation person or an animation artist, you can sort of mimic these same shots. It's all from filmmaking, and there's some fantastic animated features out there, animated shorts, animated series that are just wonderful in what they're doing. In terms, I think the latest one's Blue-Eyed Samurai, fantastic show. Some great cinematography and animation in terms of that. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I had a lot of buddies working on that, so very, very, very cool, content there. But again, I hope you enjoyed yourselves tonight. I really enjoyed spending time with you. I'm going to call it a night. I got an early morning tomorrow morning, but I look forward to seeing you again on Thursday for our Sketching After Hours session. I'll leave you with my contact information. Please reach out again. If you're enjoying these live streams, I invite you to subscribe. Please drop a comment and or reach out to me on Instagram. You can find me at Paul Angeli. That's PaulAngeli. Again, I thank you all for watching. And if you're watching here live, thank you to everybody. We had HNT, we had Tornado T, we had Nivek. Awesome to see you all. Tornado T, it was a great stream. Thanks again, Paul. Anytime, Tornado T. You take care. We got a couple more streams before the end of 2023, and I look forward to some great things in 2024. Again, have a great night. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you on the next live stream. Take care. Have a great night, all.